Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you will receive alerts when there are new episodes. Go get it.
This what I tell 'em. I've been grinding for so long, I wake up and chase my goals. I go out and I go get it. How to code, that's all I know. I don't succeed, then I don't breathe. Success, what does it mean? If I conquer all my goals, then I'm living out my dream. Dig deep, go out and get it. Success Chronicles. Compete until it's finished. Success Chronicles. Go take care of your business. Success Chronicles. It's deeper than just winning. Success Chronicles.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Chip Baker coming to you with a topic session, a Success Chronicles topic session. Today, I'm excited to have my friend, Miss Nicole Ruiz, with us. A great lady that's doing some awesome things in business and making a positive difference. And so thankful to have her on. And today, our topic that we're going to hit on is growing through tough times. And, I had the privilege of interviewing her, and, she hit on some things as far as, her path, her past, some things she had to grow through. And so, we thought it'd be a good opportunity to, talk about, growing through tough times. And so again, first, I want to say thanks so much for taking the time to hang out with me and talk a topic session.
Absolutely. Always a pleasure. You're such a bundle of joy and you bring so much light into this world. So I really appreciate it.
Well, let's go.
Thank you.
How about that?
Yay. Yeah. Let's do it. I mean, growing through tough times, especially now. So in case people are watching this in the future, right, we're in the midst of coronavirus. And so it is a massive tough time for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I feel like the one thing that we can always control, no matter what you're going through, is your mind. Right? You can control your mind. And there was one morning during this, my mind, it was about probably 4 or 5 days in, I was like getting ready and I just went off the deep end. This could lead to this, that could lead to this. And oh my gosh, it will lead, you lose your job, then you lose your house and you're homeless. And it's this black spiral. And all of a sudden I just stopped and I go, wait a second, this isn't true. This isn't what I want. This isn't my goal. This is, and being able to stop and to stop your mind, I think right in the midst of any trial that you're going through is so important.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I totally agree with that. I think that's where it all starts. I think everything starts with your thoughts. What you think is, what will come true in your life. And so I kind of have a little process, when we were reflecting, as far as growing through tough times, I kind of thought about, I think it's like kind of a 3-step process for me. I think first you have to look within to win. And so, from there, it's like we talked about your mental thoughts, your reflections, what are my wins and lessons? Because I don't think it's wins and losses. I think it's wins and lessons, because every loss we can learn from. And so, yeah. And so,
I love
yeah. And so, we can all, regardless of what we're growing through or going through, we can all be better if we look at it at the right perspective, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that perspective, keeping that vision, like a forward vision versus looking backwards.
Yeah.
Is also.
Yeah, there's a quote by Inky Johnson that I really like. He says, how you view what you do will always affect how you do what you do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That is really good. How you view what you do. So the first step I always say is you decide, you make a decision that where you're at isn't working for you. And that is always, I say, my number one choice. Here's another secret. I actually I gained 40 pounds over a 2-year period, and I lost 40 pounds in 3 months. And when I had gained that weight, of course, when you gain weight, it's a lot of times it's for different reasons, right? For me, it was my protection layer. I was eating my emotions. I couldn't control. Every time I felt stressed, I would eat. Every time I was sad, I would eat. And I was actually missing a lot of social connections because I had moved to a brand new city. So some people right now might be going through this in Corona because I find myself going towards food. It's something that when we have a social connection, we actually can replace with that same craving that we do for sugar and for carbs.
Mm-hmm.
And so something in that experience of losing weight, the number one thing I decided was I saw myself in the mirror. Take a look at your pictures or at the mirror or whatever it is and feel that feeling of like, this is not me. And the moment you feel that, that's when you have the power to create, well, what is you? What is it that you want? And then you start to dream and paint that vision of what you want. And this is just an example, the weight loss, but it could be anything in your career. You don't like where you are. Okay. You don't like it. You're deciding in that moment, I don't like this. This isn't me. This isn't what God created me to be. He
Mm-hmm.
created me. I have a different purpose. Well, what is it that you want? And if you take that, so I always say step one is deciding it's
Yeah.
not working.
Yeah.
Right? And then step two, like you're saying, paint that picture, dream, vision, always have a mission statement, vision, a vision board, even on my phone, actually. Let me see. Well, it's underneath there, but you can see I took a picture of my vision board. There's healthy girls. There's a girl kissing and her
Mm-hmm.
husband getting married. All the things that you want, put it in front of you daily. And part of your morning practice could be to actually meditate on that vision. What does it feel like to live at this next level of living that you allowed yourself to dream and to create? Because you said another great quote in the beginning, if it all starts in our mind, and if we can't visualize ourselves there, it's really hard to get there.
No doubt. I love it. That's good. So decide and paint the picture.
Decide, paint the picture. Okay, and I have a three, but I want to hear your three. But we're on the same track.
Okay. Well, you can go. You can go ahead and do your third one. I'll let you.
Let me finish. Okay, so then my third step is always achieve, right? And
Mm-hmm.
and putting the strategic plan in place for your life. We do it for business. We have these business plans, but why not for your life? What are the steps it actually takes? So, for example, if I go back to that weight loss, I use my good girlfriend Natalie Jill. She has a great book on eating whole foods. And I use that as okay, that's my action plan. I'm going to do this. But I didn't try to do everything at once. A month later, then I implemented walking into my diet. So I had diet, then I did walking. And then month 3, I'm adding weightlifting. So you do it step by step, but I had it planned. And then on that achieving part, you add that accountability because here's the deal. We are all human and we all need each other in relationships to get through these times. And in that interview we had earlier, I spoke a lot about being vulnerable and the power of having those relationships, and vulnerability gets you to help. It actually supports you to achieve those goals that you set and get out of these times.
Oh yeah, without a doubt, the ability to be vulnerable. And if you don't really, I don't know, reveal what the hurt is, what the pain is, you can't heal it.
Mm,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, exactly. Yes. And we taking what you're saying to, or what we're talking about, like deciding you're not happy, dreaming of a new vision, or deciding it's just not what you want in life,
Yeah.
dreaming of a new vision, and then achieving that vision, that works for any tough time that you're going through as well.
Without a
So
doubt.
yes, I think there are people who carry a lot of pain with them from their past, and being able to say, hey, this isn't working for me. This is not the hurt that my parents maybe have caused me um, in the past, being able to journal out some of those pains. A great journal prompt is, who hurt me, right? Who
Mm-hmm.
hurt me? And sometimes it could be even a boss, and get it out. Just write it out and say, no, I'm not okay with this. Take that. And I always pray, I'm giving it to you, God. This is not in my life anymore. Sometimes if I really want to be dramatic, I'll light it on fire and throw it in the toilet, and just get it out of you. And I
Yeah.
think that is a cleansing process as well. And after I write out who hurt me, then I write a forgiveness letter, because the forgiveness letter, to really release it, it's an important part in your own soul, being able to say, this person did the best that they possibly could for that moment in their life. They didn't know any better. They're hurt people.
People. Yeah.
Release that hurt, repaint the picture of what a good relationship would look like with if it, your father, your mother, your boss, but whoever it may be. And then set forth on, either, if that person means a lot to you, mending that relationship, maybe with boundaries this time.
I love it. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. So true. And you hit on, something that I was going to say as well. And I was saying, I think, the first step is looking within to win, having that reflection process. I think the second step is forgiving, and that's something that you hit on. I think we have to realize that, no one is perfect. We're not perfect. We're all going to make mistakes. And, we have to forgive others, because I think that forgiving is for giving, and in order for you to give to other people, you got to let go of some things that have hurt you in the past. And so I think you have to, learn to forgive others, but the bigger picture is forgiving yourself. When you've made some mistakes on some things, you like, man, what am I doing? I'm tripping, like, but we all make mistakes. None of us are perfect. So you have to realize that. And then I think when you do that, it allows you to, let that weighted heaviness, you're allowed to let that go, and it allows you to move forward. So the first step is looking within to win. Second step for me is forgive. And then the third step for me, and you kind of hit on it with your achieve. For me, I think that's taking action. Like if you want to move forward or grow through anything, you have to take some type of action, right? And so for me, I think it's important to just take one step at a time. Right? I think the secret sauce, you go to places, speaking of, I'm a foodie, some places have like the secret sauce, right? Like, man, that is good, or what they're known for. And I think to be able to grow through some things, the secret sauce is being able to learn from your past, being able to plan for the future, but then the ability to be in the moment is really that secret sauce, which allows you to really just grow through tough things.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And one thing, okay, I have to touch on when you said forgiveness for yourself, because if there is one learning lesson over the years I've learned, is grace, right?
Yes.
Grace, and grace is for yourself. Grace is for yourself too. We get grace from above, but and then we give grace to other people, but sometimes we're the last to receive it. And so, yes, sometimes we've made our own graves, right? We've made our own beds. And so being able to look at yourself and forgive yourself, and then rewrite those stories in your mind that you're telling yourself. So when I did go through my weight loss journey, I'm just using this one as an example, but I would look in the mirror and I'd be like, oh my God, you're so ugly. You're so fat. Your thighs are disgusting. And I would be telling myself this. Well, that's not going to get me to where I need to be, right?
Yeah.
And that I would never say that to a friend. I would never, ever in a million years say that to a friend. But I had no problem saying it to myself. And so using that power of grace towards yourself, and you know what, there's this all, oh, self-love, self-love. Yes, how can we show ourselves all, not only some love, but how about just grace? You know,
Yeah.
how about just talk to yourself like you talk to a friend? You know, and
Right.
that was a massive learning lesson for me. And you're absolutely right. When you show yourself grace, then you can show it to other people. You're more compassionate towards other people. So I love that you touched on that.
Yeah.
That was a huge one.
Thank you. Yeah,
Huge
that
one.
that and
Yeah.
that self-talk is
Mm,
important. I mean, like it is I don't know, it's vital. That's the word I'm looking for. It's vital because you have to have positive self-talk and encourage yourself, because sometimes you may not have it from an outside source,
yeah.
and so, you have to, learn to encourage yourself, learn to push yourself, learn to challenge yourself, learn to give yourself grace, like you said, and forgiveness and and have the ability to be able to laugh at yourself,
Yeah.
too. And I think that that's important to make sure that we do those things. So,
Yes. Be playful. And
yeah,
and maybe your first action step can be writing down I am, and then writing something out. Very powerful. Doing gratitude also is a
yeah,
great shift. That is one thing. Actually, here, right next to me, I have a gratitude journal, and just in it, I will just write, I am grateful, and just write it out, even if it's 5 things a day. Just something that resets your mind and retells your mind a story that's working for you. You know, you could go right now, oh, I don't have a job, I'm lost, I
right,
everything's going to fall apart. Or you could say, I'm grateful for this time I actually get to be home and spend with my family. Grateful to do these projects I've never had a chance to do. I'm grateful to trust and see what comes next. You know, and really spending those moments in gratitude, I think have also humbled me a lot. And finding just those little things to be grateful for throughout the day, it's a great way to step into action
good
and
deal.
get and get going. So,
Good deal. Was there
yeah.
any other points you wanted to hit on, or you good with your points?
I am. I'm good. I'm good. This is
Good.
just awesome. Thanks for everything that you do in this community, and having these conversations. I think it's really powerful.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's truly been a blessing. I think when you can have the opportunity to help others based on your experiences and relationships that you gain. I think just for like our example, like I said earlier, when I interviewed you, we discussed some things that I thought that, man, it would be good for the people to hear, how you grew through that or how you learned this from that. And so the ability to be able to take our experiences and things that we've gone through, hurts and pains, and use those uh, to help others. I think it does a couple things. I think first it does help others, but then again, just like our topic, it allows us to grow through it because, as we're learning and striving to get better, we're learning and getting better.
Yes.
So,
Yes. And it gives you, yes, once you grow through that too, and you mentioned something, giving back to others, I would say if there's anything that could be a step four, once you've gone through your own
mhm,
process, right?
yeah,
That step four is giving back to others. You're so right on with that. Or having some sort of organization. So I'm in the automotive world, and I was on an interview on Friday with one of our dealer friends, and something he does is every single manager at his dealership has to be on the board of a nonprofit in their community. And I just thought, wow, talk about doing business differently, and what a great example too. He leads from the top down. He sits on 4 or 5 boards, but that is really it. When you feel whole enough, and honestly, I don't think you could ever, let me rephrase that. You never feel whole enough, right? But when
yeah,
you could get to the point where you're looking outside of yourself and your issues and focusing on other people's issues, or not issues, but ways you could serve them and help them, that's full circle. It really is. And just to go back to that comment though, honestly, I never feel whole. I always feel like there's something, right? I'm always writing down, I am so not perfect. I'm always feeling like I got to grow, and being able to focus out and focus on serving others or giving back in some way is so key too. It just gets us out of our own head. It gets us out. It's important.
Without a doubt, I think the sooner that we learn in our lives that it ain't about you,
Yes.
the sooner that we can learn that in our life, I think the quicker and the higher we'll fly. And it's amazing, just like you said, it's amazing how when we help others grow through their thing, it takes the focus off of us, but organically it allows us to grow through what we're going through too.
Does. It really does. Yes. I knew that phrase, like type big on my wall. It ain't about you. I love it. It's so true. It's so true. Just shift that focus, and it really does help. Yeah. Helps you grow. So this is awesome. Well, thanks again. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks again for taking the time and sharing, your steps and your life's journey as well. And thank you guys for checking out this topic session, growing through tough times. And we'll see you next time. God bless.
Sounds good.
Go get it.